Oh, The Police Academy. Now, this is a movie that's kind of hard to do a review, man, because this is like a movie where you need like somebody to talk to you about this movie. You know, you can't really do this by yourself. You can't really do this movie justice by just talking to myself and to a camera because it's so great. It's a great movie. It's hilarious when you watch this movie. I mean, right off the bat, its movie sets this tone about what you're about to get into, and that you're about to have some stitches in your tummy because you're gonna be laughing so hard. I mean, right off the bat, you got Tackleberry, who's the gun nut, and you know he's going around his office building, and they're going to throw him a big surprise party for he's leaving, and you know he basically almost blows off all the guests' heads because they surprise him. And then you got Mahoney. He's working at one of these parking lots, and the parking's full. And you got this guy who's just a snob. You know, he's just a big a-hole. And, you know, he's like, you can't park here, sober cars. And the guy's, you know, calling him a lazy bum and stuff. And then, you know, he gets his boss there, and the boss yells at Mahoney, saying, park the car. And he's like, there's no parking spots. And the boss is all on to him. And so Mahoney takes the car, puts it on his two wheels, and finds about a 3-foot slot, you know, parks it in between the cars and says, oh my God, you know, he yells out, you know, oh, you were right. There was one more spot. How could I not have seen this spot? I'm not doing this thing justice with my explanation of it, but it's just hilarious. And Steve Guttenberg definitely carries this movie. The movie is kind of centered around him, and he pulls, I mean, this is kind of like the movie that really brought him on the spotlight and kind of made him one of the faces of the 80s when it came to comedies. The movie is just great. You got set pieces like that throughout the movie. Every 5 minutes is kind of some kind of joke. You just laugh like the whole movie. You're just cracking up. It was so well written. The actors are great. You got Kim Cattrall in here. Michael Winslow, you know, the guy who does any sound effect that you can think of. It's just his mouth and maybe his hands to help him a little bit in that one as well. I don't know this thing. You got Hightower. He's another one of my favorites. Teaching him how to drive a car in this movie. You know, he's like, okay, stop. You know, he's like, oh, there's a red light. There's a car ahead. And, you know, he just plows into that car. The guy gets out. He's pissed off. He thinks he's going to, take this guy to town. He looks into the car. And he sees Hightower, who's so tall, he has to pull the front seat out of this little, I think it's a Gremlin. Is it a Gremlin? I think it's a Gremlin he's driving. And he's sitting in the back seat, and he's like, he just turns around. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Isn't that Shooter McGavin? Is that Christopher McDonald? I can't remember. Now I'm thinking about it. I know I didn't put it in my notes here, but I think that's Christopher McDonald's the guy who gets all mad. But this movie's just great. It's this hilarious movie. And then in the end, you know, you get the big riot scene. Really, you see why watching this, why it has so many sequels. And what this great cast, this ensemble of cast, what the writers were able to do is like each character really has their moments. Like it really breathes out. Like each character, like Mahoney, yeah, he dominates the screen. But each character has their thing. You got, you know, the woman here. She's always really soft voice. You can't really hear her. And at the end, you see her grow. And, you know, she gets her voice and she tells the two guys, you know, hands up, scumbags, or whatever she says. Freeze, you scumbags. You got the womanizer with the police instructor woman with a really large breast and stuff. And you got poor little Leslie with the cameras and just a pudgy boy there. He gets to stand up to his friends. They're in the riot. Then it turns out, you know, his friends were not breaking the law. They're just moving. But yeah, it's just, like I said, you can't really, if I had like a partner here who watched it, it would be easy because we could like talk about stuff and of the scenes. This is those kind of movies you just sit back and you just laugh and watch it with a group of people so you can talk about it after you get done. Just a fantastic movie. I'm not even sure if they could make this type of movie today, just because I don't know if Hollywood has the talent to. There's still some talent people out there who could. McFarlane probably could write it. He did a great job with the remake of Naked Gun. But it is, you just got great laughs throughout. I will say, like, the one character, I did say, like, every character kind of has their moment, but they kind of fell Kim Cattrall's character a little bit, because she doesn't really have her defining moment, like the one moment where she stands out and she's, you know, that one standout moment. Her one standout moment is at the end where she's caught in the fire. The guy's shooting down on her from the rooftop, but she's not heroic or anything. She's just basically, her character is just basically a love interest for Steve Guttenberg's character. I would say that's probably like her character is probably the one character that didn't get a shining moment, but everybody else does. Everybody gets a good laugh. Every character has like a one moment where you just laugh at them or with them because they're so, But her character is like, I would say that's one character that they, I don't know if that scene was left on the cutting floor, but she does seem a lot just to be Mahoney's love interest, her character. But other than that, it's a perfect movie, perfect comedy. I love it. This one, I like the second one a lot too. It's funny with their first patrol. I think that's when you get the gang and, Gutenberg says his name is Jughead or something like that. Anyways, what's your guys' thought on Police Academy? Am I crazy? Is this a terrible movie? Do you find it hilarious? Let me know in the comments below. And until next time, bye.